Good morning, good morning, good morning. Please, you're all welcome to our program this morning. We're very sorry we had to take much of your time. We're very sorry. We apologize for that. Thank you very much for pardoning us. Good morning once again. Please, you're all welcome to our Cybersecurity Awareness Month Celebration program. And it's a program slated to enforce the awareness of cybersecurity so that each of us can guard against any form of cybersecurity vulnerability. And this year's theme is so that each of us can guard against any form of.
Okay, so the Cybersecurity Authority, in partnership with Genius IT Foundation, presents this year's Cybersecurity Awareness Month on the theme promoting a culture of digital safety. Without wasting much time, we would invite our very own, a past student of Genius IT Foundation and currently a STEM tutor in the same organization. And he's making a lot of impact in both the young and the old. He is in the person of Mr. Amemaso Caleb. With a round of applause, let's please invite him here.
Please, let's welcome him.
Give us the opening.
All right, so thank you very much. Please, with all humility, shall we rise to our feet as we take the opening prayer? With our eyes closed, please. Okay. Dear Jesus, we thank you for the gift of life, and we thank you for such an occasion. We are gathered here to learn what it takes, what it means, and how to stay safe in the digital world. We pray for all the speakers, and then we pray for an open mind for all of us to be able to understand and absorb all that we'll be learning here today. We request of your presence to be with us and to take absolute control of this entire event so that this program will be successful. We thank you because we believe you have already done it for us. So let us all say an amen. All right, please resume your seats. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Caleb. Please, let's do it again for him, for giving us the opening prayer. All right, we shall move on quickly, please. We shall now have the welcome address and the purpose of our gathering. And so we shall welcome the Secretary and the Volunteers Coordinator for Genius IT Foundation, Miss Esther Amejo. Please, kindly welcome her with a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. It is a distinct pleasure for me to welcome you all for today's National Cybersecurity celebration for today. Genius IT Foundation has been a forefront of promoting awareness and knowledge in the field of cybersecurity. We are committed to ensure that individuals and organizations alike have the tool and information they need to promote themselves or protect themselves in digital team. So once again, welcome to this year's National Cybersecurity Month. Engage in our discussions. I encourage you to make the most of the knowledge shared and opportunities in our lives. Thank you very much. Miawizo.
Thank you, Miss Esther. Please, a round of applause for Madam Esther Amejo. She gave us the welcome address. Please, we're very live on Facebook at the moment. Genius IT Brainry, Genius IT Foundation. And so we would like all the protocol to take note so that the movement before the camera should be halted. Thank you very much. Please, protocol, take note of that. All right, we shall continue. We want to take a short slogan for our celebration this morning. So we'll do that together. The theme for this year's Cybersecurity Awareness 2023 is promoting the culture for digital safety. Please, did you all get that? Let's try and say it together. Promoting. Wow. Please, let's do it again. Promoting a culture of digital safety. All right. So we'll do that on 3 calls. The last call, you say, let's all get involved. Please, are we all here? All right. So let's try it. National Cybersecurity Awareness Month 2023.
Promoting a culture of digital safety.
National Cybersecurity Awareness Month 2023.
Promoting a culture of digital safety.
National Cybersecurity Awareness Month 2023. Let's all get involved. Thank you very much.
Acknowledgements from our sponsors. Cybersecurity Awareness Month, sponsored by CMF Gold Consult, dealers in real estate, Network Creative Technologies, General IT services, including CCTV installations, among others. Mr. and Mrs. Gamstenison, sponsors from the United Kingdom. Hotel Season, home away from home.
All right. Thank you very much. Please, we shall now have our speakers come in. But before they do, we'd like to just give a short outline of how our program is going to go this morning. So it will take a little twist. We shall have 2 sessions. The first session will have 4 speakers speaking for 10 minutes each. They'll give us a presentation on various topics. And then after that, they'll fill up their seats over here, and then we'll have a panel discussion. And so we'll invite a gentleman who would engage them with some questions, and some questions from the audience too, so that we'll have a nice panel discussion. Please, are we all in with that? Thank you very much. Our first speaker is head of IT and security. He has an experience of 10 years in cybersecurity. He has a part-time teaching job with UHAS and nursing informatics. Again, with the UCC College of Distance Education, and he's a management and information studies tutor. He also teaches at GTUC through programming, IT security, and networking. This man is having a bachelor's degree in information technology from the University of Cape Coast. He has a CISSP exam passed in 2011. And in the same year, 2011, he received a master's honors in information security from Royal Holloway University in London. Please, he is currently with the University of Health and Allied Sciences. I'm speaking about the man, Mr. Alfred Kuma, and he's going to give us a presentation on the topic, Preserving Patient Privacy, Cybersecurity in Healthcare. Preserving Patient Privacy, Cybersecurity in Healthcare. Please, with a round of applause, let us welcome our first speaker, Mr. Alfred Kuma. Please, a round of applause for him. A round of applause for him.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, my voice is a bit coarse. This morning, I don't know what happened. I just lost my voice. But I'll manage and do justice to the topic given me. Yes, I used to teach at GTUC of late. I have not been being on part-time. As they said, I'm Alfred Kuma. I'm with the University of Health and Life Sciences, IT Security Department. I'll go straight. Please, moderator, can you prompt me when I'm exceeded my time? Yes, I want to start with this quote. It said, Murphy's law states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Some of us are familiar with this kind of speeches. And there is this former CEO of Apple that says there are 2 companies in the world, those that are where they are hacked and those that do not know. So it means we are all vulnerable. I'm taking it from cybersecurity area. Then we'll go into the topic for today. So the title of today's, my topic is Preserving Patient Privacy in Cybersecurity and Healthcare. Then I just want all of us here to discuss and understand the importance of safeguarding patient data in this digital age. Hitherto, most of our facilities are, let me just say here, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health worker, but I interact with health people and I teach nursing informatics. So that gives me some little flair into handling it. So we just want to discuss and understand the importance of safeguarding patients' data. Now, imagine if this beamer that's here is stolen. We will know, is that not it? What if your data is sitting somewhere, somebody comes to copy it and leave the data? Will you know? Is it easy for you to detect? It is not. So some of these concepts that we want to talk about here stems from the fact that once we are engaging in usage of technology for which organized, we need to start thinking of security to give to those entities that we are collecting to make sure that the kind of security we had before technology is preserved. The agenda this morning, we are going to just discuss about significance of patient privacy, some threats that there are to these healthcare systems. We also look at regulatory compliance. We also discuss some few best practices, and finally, some case study. I'll just throw out some questions for us to be thinking about. Then we'll discuss it finally when we go for the panel discussion. So, patient is any individual who goes to receive a service in a healthcare facility. You are a patient. And once you are a patient and you are accessing service from that facility, they will collect data or some form of information on you. Now, when they collect it, any information that they collect, that if they put them together, that will identify you, becomes your data. Now, why preserving that privacy? Why do we preserve that privacy? Because we need to make sure that the person on whom the data is collected is safeguarded in the environment he finds himself. It is very ethical. Most of our jobs, those days, I remember in some health facilities, you see, they will record your details and give you the folder to be roaming. And even sorry to say, if the accountant wants to take receipt of your money, it knows what's wrong with you. Even the security at the gate wants to check your ID. Those things are far gone and they are unacceptable. So these things leads to patients' mistrust in even organizations. So these are the reasons we need to make sure that we preserve privacy of any individual. That I'm saying individual, I'm not saying patient, because anybody who accesses a facility in a particular health environment becomes their patient and a client. And it is their fundamental human rights. So these things are very important for us to look at. Once this data is stored on an information systems, they become prone to some form of attacks. Some of them are ransomware. Please show by hand if you have heard of ransomware before. Ransomware. Yes. Thank you very much. Ransomware is any malware, any malicious software that gets you to pay a ransom. Let me just put it that way. So, for instance, the software comes to your machine, access your system, lock your important files, and tell you to pay money. You are paying ransom, making payment in order to receive your file back. That is a ransomware. And I think in 2017, there was this WannaCry attack in the UK health systems. And it took them very long time to restore and come back to service. So these are some of the threats our systems are prone to. Data breaches. We collect the data of me and somebody to our agencies. Let's take it from maybe a health facility to NHIS office. There could be breaches. They have to be stored. And if you can do it accidentally, you are just selling the data to somebody for you to just work on. But internally, somebody is leaking it. So these are some of the data breaches we look out for and we are prone to. And insider threats. Insiders are people who are working and they are leaking the information. That one, it is very common. In fact, the number one threat in every cybersecurity installation is the human being. We are the weakest link, fine. But your number one threat is the one who knows you. So the insider threat is it's a threat to some of these healthcare systems because the person knows what is wrong. Okay, let me ask this question. If your money is stolen from the bank and your health records should be made public, which one will you prefer? I need 2 volunteers. Yes, supposing your money is stolen from the bank or your medical health record is published in the public domain. So which one will you prefer? Yes, sir. Interested. Yeah. Any other view? None. Okay, one must happen, so choose one. Yes, madam at the back. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, thank you. Yes. Yes, why? Can you please tell us why? Yeah, excellent. In fact, the money there, the banks, we know they are bounded by regulations and law. Once you report and don't, they will pay your money. Can somebody clean your medical record that has been leaked in the public domain for you? And once the people don't like you, it is registered in their memory. Imagine you want to go for an official political appointment. Imagine you want to do something. And so the health records are very, very important. And what is privacy? Privacy, I did some little definition again. It's just to make it secret and make it known to only authorized person and none else. And for the purpose for which the person needs the information. So if I come to a hospital facility and I come at the registry, it is only my name and my ID that you need to know. You don't need to know further about me. When I go to the triage, where they take my vitals, they just need what is there. When I go to, so I shouldn't go to the registry for them to read everything about me. So you make it secret and to be linked to only an authorized user. And it should be for the purpose for which it is needed. So for instance, if I need your data for maybe keeping your records, I don't need to ask so many things that will link to you that in case there's a threat or there is a realization of a threat, you'll be vulnerable. So some of these data impacts, so far in our part of the country, there have not been any publicly impacts that we know. But in developed countries where they have started, and I know we'll soon get there, they get hefty fines. And once you breach it, even the patients that come to your facility will not come again because they know that their data is not secure with you. Sorry, may I know if we have controller and accountant general people here? If we have been doing certain things that we are not happy with. It is purely unacceptable. Unfortunately, if you go, sorry, they are also culpable. So imagine you have my data, and anytime, SMS, all this is there. And do you know if you go and check our laws, they are there. Just nobody is triggering it. And so I think the regulators, I'll come to them in the slide. We need to start enforcing some of these things. I'm talking about health. It is in health. And sometimes, unfortunately, okay, we'll get there. Look at the daily graphic. That was Wednesday. They said about 14.2 billion patient system digitized. Daily graphic. Last Wednesday, check. And they said it is being installed into LHIMS, Lightweight Health Information Management System. Excellent. But what are some of the things do we need to do before we use all those things? I'll talk about regulatory compliance. These health institutions, these patient data we are collecting, for Ghana, I have done a little search. I haven't come across any specific policy or regulation or act that guides the operation of these institutions in regard to security. If you go to the US, there's this law called HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It is very, very important. In fact, before you can even operate as a health worker, you have to be certified by them. They send auditors, monitor to check everything before they even say, yes, you are allowed to use systems. Is that what we do here? I will say no. We just receive these things and we do not put in the right legislation. I know of people in Ghana who are certified in this HIPAA thing. So if the institutions will engage, then they will help us to follow some of the rules. And these things, they put, let me just read the accountability part of the insurance. It establishes stringent rules and regulations to protect the privacy and security of individuals' health information. It requires healthcare providers, plans, and healthcare clearing houses to implement safeguards to protect the confidentiality, integrity of patients in the health information system. This includes requirement for maintaining, transmitting patient records, securing electronic health information, and providing individuals with rights regarding their health data. So laws like this, we should go and reinvent the wheel. In Europe, we have the General Data Protection, the Data Protection Commission. Data Protection Commission are these facilities regularly. And most of these things are state operated. So by the time the person comes to see it, oh, we are waiting, and nothing happens. Let us start taking action to make sure we protect our data and for the data owners and users. We have Cybersecurity Authority, the body that is helping us meet here today. It is very important, and activities that we go on, we do. They classify health institutions under critical information infrastructure, CII. So when you go to their site, they tell you what we must do. NITA is also there to help us. So we need these bodies. Else, it is in fact, the bodies do very well in the financial institutions. I don't know why in the health area, the bodies are not coming to help us to build these rules in order to operate efficiently. Some best practices for patient data security. So in environments where these things are kept, they must make sure there is access control. I mentioned that before you can even access the system, you have to be verified. They have to know you. The system has to know that you are required to do it. And once you go in, you should be controlled on what to do, just for the purpose of which you've gone in. When data is being transmitted, we make sure we protect it by encrypting it, by making it readable for the unintended user. That's encrypted. So we always have to monitor our systems. It is difficult. Monitoring in our part here is not very well done as it ought to be. We need to improve upon it, to monitor our system so that if there's any, that's why I gave a quote that there are two companies. One that is hacked and is aware, and the other one is not aware. So what it means is that we are all, once you use the electronic system, one way or the other, your data is stored somewhere and someone is looking at you. Then we need to use secure communication tools. We need to update our system, those health systems. Unfortunately, you are not this audience for this place. So those that are keeping it, if you know you are keeping data, these are some of the things we need to look at. Here are examples. I'll leave this site for those who are interested in to look at, to visit. And it gives us statistics of institutions that are breached data and the fines that they pay and everything. So on this note, I will say it is very important to help protect our patient data, and we need regulators to regulate what we do. And those who breach whatever is done, they should be punished healthily. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, sir, so much for that wonderful presentation. Kindly have your seats on the panel. Please, let's give him a hand of applause. We can do better, please. Thank you so much. We now acknowledge some special guests from the service. We would have Madam Anyunam Dodo, please wave at us so we can see you. We have Mr. Matthew Sule, he's also from the police service. Mr. Yao Kleje from GIS. You're welcome. Mr. Majid J, also from GIS. Mr. Seth Tay from the Ghana Fire Service, sorry. Mr. Marcus Agbemavi, also from Fire Service. Mr. Charles Bango, you're welcome, sir. Mr. Zadok Ama from GIS. Mr. Munkaila Abdul Rashid, I'm sorry if the pronunciation is not okay. Mashal Bunyi, GIS, all right. Mr. Charles Obri Amwa. Madam Memunatu Abdullahi from GIS2, Mr. Daniel Latinga, Mr. Anthony Kofi Heavy, Mr. Francis A. Doche, Madam Wanda Pelgoka, you are all warmly welcome to this special gathering. Not wasting much time, let's call on our second guest speaker. She's the Director of Department of Gender and Social Development, expert with a demonstrated 23 years of experience in the public sector. She holds a Bachelor of Education from UCC, a postgraduate honor in Gender and Transformation, University of Cape Town, South Africa. Masters in Development Management from NAST, member of the Project Management Institute, USA and Ghana chapter. She is a mentor and advocate for gender and social inclusion. Let's welcome our very own Mama for that presentation. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm supposed to speak on empowering the next generation, safe online spaces for kids and teens. That was the topic I was giving. Thank you. So it's a great joy to be here with all of us this morning. It's just 10 minutes, so I'll make this as practical as possible and as quick as possible. So I want to first refer to something from UNICEF. This data, I know there is a current data, but this data was picked from the 2010 census, but there is a current data. It states that young people between 12 and 19 years had access to internet through phones. Many of these people are people who are not working. So the first question I want to ask is, how do they have that access? That is the first question. And then it goes on to say that the internet increasingly is exposing children and young people to dangers of all forms of sexual abuse. It states that 2 in 5 children have seen sexual images at least during the past year. So this is something from UNICEF. And this should set all of us as stakeholders thinking that my child in the house, 2 in 5. So if you have 2 children in the house, you must know that you have 5 children in the house, you must know that 2 of them are already exposed to sexual images online. And once the 2 are exposed, the possibility of sharing knowledge with the other 3 is very high. I must say that digital technology presents a world of limitless possibilities that can cascade national development and as well as global social and economic development. In recent times, we've seen a lot of digital interventions. COVID-19 presented us a huge challenge where our children stayed at home for a whole year. During that year, many of our children, us as parents, school authorities, children, exposed these children to online learning, digital learning. And these children are taught and tutored online. The question is, whilst these possibilities have come, how many of us take the pains to supervise this online learning and ensure that whilst these children are learning online, they do not veer into spaces that they are not supposed to be? Have we stopped to ask ourselves? And so there are limitless opportunities and there are dangers aside the opportunities. Digital technology also presents a source of information, education, advocacy, and bridges the global barriers to the access of possibilities. Just as I've said, your child can access education anywhere as a result of digital technology. Your child can access information anywhere across the globe as a result of digital technology. Recently, there was a story about a group of people who said they are coming after your children one by one. How are they going after them? It's through the digital space. The things that are put out for the children to watch, to hear, and to listen to. I want to ask again, who gives access to these children? Do they buy the phone themselves? No. Are we too busy to supervise what they are doing? Yes. Are our TVs babysitting these children? Yes. Are the internet babysitting the children because we are not there? We left the phone with internet access without any supervision? Yes. We may think that we are loving them. We are protecting them. We want them to get in touch with us. Have we thought about the adverse effect of leaving them with access? Let me give you, the children we have today are very smart. They know more than you know, and they know how to even connect without your permission. Let me give you a typical example in my home. My husband works in the technological space. He's worked there for a very long time, so for him, he's on top of it. One day, I saw our two boys just moving around, switching. This person runs here, this person runs. I said, what is going on? And they were holding their tablets. And I said, no, we didn't give them access to the tablet. We've not given them access to the password. And so what is happening? So I moved quickly and I took the tablet. And I realized it was connected to the internet in the house. So we were all confused. How did they get the password? My husband said no. He has never given them the password. So there is no way they can get the password. So I said, calm down. We need to find out how they got the password. And so we started interrogating them. And then it came out that apparently they watched something on TV that showed them how to bypass the password. There is a knob on the tablet and there is a knob on the router. So they press here, they press there, and it's connected. So we are at work. We think the children are safe, but they are not. So this is just a practical example for us to begin to think as parents that these children have access to some information that propels them to higher levels than we think as parents. Now, digital technology. Okay, let me move quickly to promoting digital safety. Promoting digital safety, I say here, remains an unlimited pit. Whilst digital technology presents unlimited possibilities, digital safety remains an unlimited pit. And so if we do not guide our children to navigate it carefully and with great supervision, it may jeopardize their lives, their future, and the very education that we think we are helping them to promote. Many young people today are excited to be connected, but they are oblivious of the deep negative impacts of their digital footprints. So we see young people who go online, go naked, dance, say all sort of things. We are on vacation. We are coming after your husbands. And then we post it, and it's going all around. This child is oblivious of the digital footprint he or she is living. And so one day, you go for an interview, you submit your CV, and they ask your name, they Google your name, and your video pops up. We are coming after your husbands. And the CEO is a woman sitting right there. And that CEO is a man who thinks that he can take advantage of young girls. Already, you have exposed yourself. You have dented your future career. And you have left yourself vulnerable. And so, it is important to guide these ones. Many do not consider the effect of digital activity on their own future image, future relationships, and career development. Many parents give digital access to children without deep supervision. This is very important to me and to all of us. Some of us, we do not have strong passwords on our phones. And some of us parents, we ourselves have unwholesome materials. You know, the digital space is interesting. What they see you looking at, the pop-ups, it brings the pop-ups. And so you may not have downloaded anything on your phone. But when you pick it as a father, where do you go? If you go to pornographic sites, when your child is using your phone, that is the pop-up that comes. You are not there. He clicks on it and boom, gone to pornography. You see? And so, these are some of the things. Those children are therefore exposed to misguided people, unwholesome sites, and materials online. Currently, we know that children are exposed to pornography, digital grooming. Some are on Facebook as early as 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. And so whilst they are on Facebook, there are people who are there in the digital space whose work is to groom these children. Groom them to become gays. Groom them to become prostitutes. Groom them to become terrorists. Grooming them for whatever purpose they want. You remember the Efiem Kwanta story of the doctor who befriended the 15-year-old boy, engaged him over time, and then after some time asked the child to come and visit him. The child went, he sodomized the child, gave him HIV and all that. There was another case in Point where a girl on Facebook met somebody. She was in Accra. The person is in Kumasi, SHS. The person said, oh, come and visit me. She left school, went to Kumasi. She was locked up, abused sexually. So she found a way to sneak out and go and call the father. And police had to rescue her. So these are some of the things. Currently, we also have cyberbullying that many of our children are going through. There are people there who are bullying them, threatening them, doing all kinds of things to them. There is what we call sextortion and sexting. People online teaching children to have sex online, sexting. And then some of them leave their sexual images. And so once those sexual images are online, they take them and then they extort from you further. And so there is also what we call body shaming. The children go online and they see very beautiful, slim, shapely people. They never thought about the fact that there is AI that is shaping the people. There is technology that is making the face smooth. But they want to be like that. And so you see them rejecting their God-given image and running after unrealistic images. They don't like what they have. And so, in that doing, we also have identity theft issues. People take your identity and then they use it for something else. And so, I want to quickly just ask us, as stakeholders, as parents, are we ready to do our part to promote the safety of our children online? Recently, I heard that there were some sites, innocuous sites, that children play with, and there you have traffic coming in. Are we ready? As parents, as stakeholders, within this unlimited possibilities, to also look at the deep pits that it presents for our children. I suggest at this point that we try to use strong passwords on our phones. Passwords that are not easily accessible to our children. We try to monitor their digital activities. Let's put some parental controls in place. Let's get to know what they are doing out there. Let's put parental control on the TV channels we think can expose them to some of these things. And let's supervise the screen time. Because the screen time alone has devastating impact on their health, on their eye, and on their general well-being. And then on their level of focus on their studies. And so I want to end here, but I want to urge all of us. As young people, know that whatever you do, it leaves a mark that is not cleanable. Let me use that. You cannot clean it. It will be there forever and ever. And as parents, we must know that we are charting a future for these children, and we must make it a bright one and not one that we will regret and they will regret one day. Thank you.
Please, let's do it again for her. A round of applause for our mommy taking us through that. Digital safety remains an unlimited pit. We must guard our children. Please, let's do it once again for mommy. Mommy, thank you so much. Please, let us rise to welcome our original minister. Please, let us rise to welcome our minister. So while we are standing, we shall do something patriotic. We shall take the national anthem. Please, let's do this together. God bless our homeland, Ghana. 1, 2. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility. Make us cherish fearless honesty. And help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. And help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. Thank you very much. Please, we shall resume our seats. Thank you very much. All right, so we shall move on straight with the program. We want to acknowledge a few dignitaries in our midst. We have the National Youth Authority Municipal Director, Mr. Charles Gomenu. Please give us a wave. Give us a wave. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for coming. We also have the Regional Director for TVET, Engineer Christian Agoda. Engineer Christian Agoda, please. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. We also have Esquire Adugu Andrews. He is a lawyer working with the Attorney General's office. Sir, please give us a wave. Thank you very much. We shall update the dignitaries list while we do that. All right. Please, a quick one. I'll call the CEO, Junior IT Foundation, so that he gives a brief introduction of our dignitaries who walked in. Sir.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I hope we are all doing fine today. All right, so it's a great honor that we are all gathered here to learn vividly about cybersecurity. We all know that we spend almost half of our lives online. And if you can keep your house very secured, then you must also make sure that you keep your online presence also very much secured. If we hear right now that there are armed robbers in your area, I'm not sure you would come out. You would have locked your door and asked all your kids to sleep to prevent any form of injuries. But what happens if you are online? Do you care about your reputation? Do you care about what happens to you? Most of us are not aware of some of these things. And the way technology has been introduced to us is just for the entertainment form of it. We don't even know how to even use it properly. And because we are ignorant about the dark side of the web, we are unable to properly conduct ourselves and get the best out of it. So I want to welcome all of you to this gathering and to humbly learn about a few things that can help you get yourself secured as we engage with technology. Now in our midst today, we have a special guest. We have the father of the land. We have in our midst the most reputable. He's been doing amazingly well in the region. We've seen most of his presentations online, his great feats, and it's a very great honor if your father is here to grace what you are doing. It is not very common. He's a father for all. So if he's able to pinpoint you and say that what you are doing is great, I think I have to come and see what you are doing. I'm sure everybody will be happy. The kids were inviting their parents to come and see what they can do. Some said they can't make it and they are down. Some, their parents are here to see what they can do. And I could see the joy in their heart. This morning I went to the office and one of them said, Auntie said she will not come. So we have to encourage her. The auntie is watching. But here is the case, the father of the land is in our midst. The honorable doctor himself. So without much ado, we're going to have him come to the podium and give us a keynote address for this gathering. So with a round of applause and with a rising ovation, let's invite the Honorable Dr. Regional Minister Yao Lechan.
Thank you. Officials from the Cybersecurity Authority, security agencies here present. I can see the Regional Director of TVET Service, the Regional Director, Department of Gender, and the Regional Economic Planning Officer, Togbeo Mamao, representatives from partner organizations, MTN, Data Protection, Zenith Bank. I can see my sister here from Zenith Bank. Heads of departments and institutions, distinguished guests, friends of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you and welcome to the Oxygen City of Ghana. It gives me great pleasure to join you today in the National Cybersecurity Month Celebration. I want to use the opportunity to thank Genius IT Foundation for their tireless efforts in organizing this second edition of the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month Celebration in the Volta region in partnership with the Cybersecurity Authority. Genius IT Foundation is one of the leading organizations promoting STEM education and digital inclusiveness in the Volta region and Ghana at large. It's truly an honor to be here today, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts of cybersecurity in the era of the fourth industrial revolution. First and foremost, on behalf of the Volta Regional Coordinating Council and the chiefs and people of our noble region, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the Cyber Security Authority and other stakeholders for the honor and invitation to address this gathering. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to acknowledge the diligent efforts of Genius IT Foundation. The Cybersecurity Authority is the engine running behind the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And as part of measures to effectively promote digital safety, the Cybersecurity Authority seeks to leverage the 2023 edition of the annual National Cybersecurity Awareness Month to address the myriads of issues relating to digital safety under the theme, quote and unquote, promoting a culture of digital safety. Therefore, this event seeks to highlight the importance of cultivating a collective mindset and behavior that values and promotes responsible online practices, cybersecurity awareness, and the protection of personal information. The theme for this year reflects the commitment of the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization through the Cybersecurity Authority to strategically position Ghana's cybersecurity readiness and to sensitize the public on the need to take digital security seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the World Economic Forum, the fourth industrial revolution represents a fundamental change in the way we live, the way we work and relate to one another. It is a new chapter in human development, enabled by extraordinary technological advances commensurate with those of the first, second, and third industrial revolutions. However, these advancements come with new and evolving cybersecurity threats that pose significant risks to individuals, businesses, and governments. The internet, which has been a key driver of the fourth industrial revolution, has become the major medium through which more sophisticated attacks and thefts come through. As we continue to rely more on digital technologies, we must take proactive measures to secure our digital infrastructure. This year's event underscores the growing interest of young people and parents in adopting advanced digital skills and technology in the Volta region. As more individuals jump on the digital train, the importance of cybersecurity becomes increasingly evident. Distinguished invited guests, the impact of cyber threats is not limited to any particular region or country. It is a global issue that affects us all. However, in recent years, Africa has seen a rise in digital threats and malicious cyber activities. We must address these threats head-on by promoting a digital safety culture across all levels of society. Research conducted by an American-based technology company, Dell, estimates that 61% of companies on the African continent alone suffered from cyber attacks in 2020, contributing to 4 billion loss every year. Statistics reveal the alarming monetary impact of cyber attacks on the African continent and Ghana, contributing to significant financial losses. With the rapid adoption of digital technology in the Volta region, it is crucial to recognize the potential implications of these attacks on our local economy and the livelihoods of our people. According to Business Insider Africa, cyber fraud activities led to direct financial losses of $4.32 million. That's 49.5 million Ghana cedis in Ghana during the first half of 2020. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, like many countries, Ghana has recently witnessed a surge in cyber fraud. These crimes range from phishing and identity theft to online scams and financial fraud, causing substantial economic losses and damaging the reputation of both individuals and businesses. With the rise in technology, population, and increased internet access across the country, cyber criminals have found new avenues to exploit unsuspecting victims. The Volta region's population, as reflected in the census data, indicates that the region's population, according to the 2021 National Population and Housing Census, was approximately 1.6 million. At a growth rate of 2.1%, the population is estimated to be 1.8 million in 2025, whereas in 2020, the population is estimated to grow to 2.1 million people. This presents us with economic power. Without adequate cyber measures, we become vulnerable to cyber attacks that could disrupt our progress. As our region embraces technology, it is essential to ensure the safety of our digital assets and the privacy of our residents. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, initiatives such as the National Cybersecurity Month Celebration 2023 are critical in promoting digital inclusiveness and education while confronting the very real and evolving dangers that the fourth industrial revolution presents. Through this event, we aim to equip individuals, parents, and key stakeholders with the knowledge and tools required to navigate the digital world safely and securely. Grassroots like Genius IT Foundation play a pivotal role. When empowered, properly resourced, they can significantly enhance government initiatives. This is a clarion call to donors and sponsors in the tech space with an interest in cybersecurity to begin to invest in organizations like this to help us deal with pressing issues regarding digital safety. Preventive measures are paramount. Instead of reacting to cyber threats, we must take proactive steps to prevent them. The teachings and insights shared during this event are a cornerstone in building a resilient digital environment. Let's emphasize the importance of adopting a proactive stance to safeguard our digital future. We must also adopt a data-driven approach to cybersecurity. By leveraging data analytics and machine learning, we can identify patterns and anomalies in our digital infrastructure that may indicate a potential cyber attack. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the National Cybersecurity Center, Ghana's cybersecurity development has been ranked third in Africa with an 86.69% rating on the Global Cybersecurity Index of the International Telecom ITU. You have to craft. You have to clap for Ghana. Clap. This is a significant improvement from the previous ratings in 2017 and 2018 of 32.6% and 43.7%. And then we jumped to 86.69. That's a great achievement. So Ghana's current score of 86.69 on the metric shows major progress in developing the country's cyberspace to be secure and resilient for a sustained digital transformation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to emphasize that cybersecurity is not just an information technology issue, but a business issue that requires a holistic approach. By adopting a data-driven approach to cybersecurity and promoting a digital safety culture across all levels of society, we can create a safer digital world for everyone. The fourth industrial revolution presents us with opportunities and challenges that require concerted efforts at the global, continental, and national levels. Cybersecurity is not an option, but an absolute necessity. Let us be vigilant, proactive, and data-driven in our approach. Let us invest in cybersecurity education and innovation. Apart from it, I would like also to say that we must also be smart. We have to smart. If somebody chats you on a Facebook Messenger that is a minister that is recruiting soldiers, and that you should send him 5,000 to buy form, and you believe that the minister hasn't got enough people in Klipe to send to the army, and I'm now advertising on Facebook, and you believe, and then you send the money, and later you said, Minister, oh, we are not hearing anything, no. The money I sent to you, meanwhile I don't even chat on Facebook Messenger. And people will call and tell me that, oh, am I not on this platform? They are changing the software. Then I said, Sakawa, leave me alone. 419. And then sometimes they will insult me and drop the phone. I want to commend the government. That is our government, for its significant strides in bolstering cyber protection measures. We have to try to be less vulnerable. It is only because of the vulnerability of our people that these criminals are succeeding. This includes the ratification of the African Union Convention on Cybersecurity and Personal Data Protection, the establishment of the Cybersecurity Authority, and the enactment of the Data Protection Act of 2012. On this note, I wish to once again, on behalf of the VRCC and all the people in the region and on my own behalf, express appreciation to the Cybersecurity Authority, the Genius IT Foundation. Yesterday I had a testimony about you, and I was so excited, and it's about one of my officers who is here. I wouldn't like to identify him. He was, like me, he was born before computer. So you are doing a good job. And I was with you yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And I tried to be here, even though I was not sure. But I'm here. I came from the Psychiatrists Association of Ghana conference at Volta Edition, and I'm supposed to be linked to a press conference at 11. So I think I'm on time. I'm on time, eh? So I thank you for what you are doing, especially with young people. And I see the excitement on the faces of the young people. And we want to develop Volta into the Silicon Valley. The Volta Fair 2023 comes on from adding manufacturing. So we have 4 core areas that we are emphasizing as a region. For all these stakeholders for the opportunity, the invitation and opportunity to address you. There are many young people here who are seeing me for the first time. But if you see me, you want to see me more often, Klipe is just behind the hill. Just come to Klipe and ask for me, and you will see me.
All right. Thank you very much. Genius IT Foundation, protocol team, the volunteers, coordinators, please, rush, 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 rush. All right, so we shall go on with our program. The next speaker will be taking the topic, enhancing education through the internet and securing the digital classroom, cyber threats in education. Enhancing education through the internet and securing the digital classroom, cyber threats in education. Our third speaker for the day is a leadership and management consultant with over 13 years of experience in helping organizations and individuals structure and grow. He is a certified John C. Maxwell coach. He's a speaker, a trainer, and a DISC human behavior analyst and consultant. This man has worked with many government and private institutions, as well as individuals in the area of leadership development, team building, personal growth, customer service, business startups, and education improvement. Through his company and his non-profit organization, the New Generational Leaders Network, he has trained and coached tens of thousands of people across Africa and beyond through in-person conferences, seminars, television, radio webinars, and social media. As a lover and advocate of peace and development, this man currently volunteers with the United Nations Association, Ghana, as its Volta Regional Chairperson. In this role, he works with a very dedicated team to promote the peace and development agenda of the United Nations in the region. He has a passion to help connect people to their potential. Please, if you are glad like I am glad, let us welcome, with a round of applause, our third speaker, Mr. Bismarck Tay. Please, round of applause for him.
Good morning. It's a privilege to join you this morning at this very important occasion. And just as the minister has rightly praised Genius IT, I equally want to add my voice and thank the Genius IT for the great work it's doing in the region. Also very proud to say, as a member of the board of directors of Genius IT, I extend the warm wishes of all the other board members for the great work Desmond and his team are doing. We are looking at cybersecurity, creating the awareness and how to protect ourselves whilst we are online. Mr. Kuma and Madam have done very great work in telling us from the health perspective and for children how to keep our children safe online in order to protect their future. When it comes to education, the question is, what is the overall aim of education? All of us here are products of education. The overall aim of education is to first socialize human beings into their societies. And then after the socialization of them, education helps people to be able to have a livelihood. So education is to help us integrate us into society and then get us jobs that will earn us money so we can support our lifestyles and our needs. Currently, digitalization has made it very, very possible for a lot of things to happen in the regards of socializing, learning how to integrate into society, and then working to earn money. When it comes to the online space, digitalization or the cyberspace has brought with it enormous opportunity. In the past, before you make research, you should be looking for things like encyclopedia. I don't know how many of our young people in this room have seen an encyclopedia before. How many? From the back, encyclopedia. You see. Because now everything is online. But in those days, I'm not so old, but even in my formative years, I know what an encyclopedia looks like. And just by the number of hands we have seen now, tells us how education is now more accessible to people. It's more flexible to people, and it's more affordable because of digitalization. Right on your phone, on your computer, you can learn from anyone in the world and from anywhere in the world. And so tools such as Coursera, Udemy, edX, Khan Academy, Audacity, Skillshare, YouTube, Reddit, Quora, etc., they are platforms that you can easily acquire knowledge that otherwise you would have been impossible. Looking at where we are in the world, because most of these platforms, they are not based in Africa. But because of the online space, you can have access to this information. In the past, saying that I have a degree, an online degree, even for career professionals, it wasn't something that is recognized by a lot of people, a lot of institutions, a lot of employers. But now, there is no difference. Once you do it, some universities are deliberately even cutting down the physical contact hours so that they could even reach more students. And so, digitalization has brought with it enormous opportunity for all of us. No one has an excuse to learning anymore because of the online space, because of the cyber space. And then when it comes to beyond education, all of us interacting with each other, wherever we are. In the past, when somebody helps you or does some good to you, you wake up by our African tradition, Ghanaian tradition, you wake up in the morning, knock on their door, and come and say, "Akbe now, thank you." These days, you can do that by sending a text message in the morning, and it suffices. You do not need to necessarily travel from one place to the other before you check on family. So in terms of connecting, helping us to relate, interact with each other, the cyberspace has provided a huge opportunity again. Social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, X, formerly Twitter, and the rest. For professionals, LinkedIn, where people are getting jobs on LinkedIn. Recently, somebody reached out to me. I thought it was a recommendation. The person is in the UK looking for a consultant to handle a training in Accra. He reached out to me through my WhatsApp, and later it was that he just went on LinkedIn looking for training consultants in Ghana. My name popped up, saw my details, went to my website, then went to Facebook. So he was able to profile me online and decided among all the options, this person can do the work, reached out, and then I went to handle the training for him. So in terms of connecting with people, assuming I don't have an online presence, that opportunity is off. And that is the opportunity that social media has for all of us. How you use it is up to you, and the benefits that it will bring to you. And so, when it comes to even working together, so first, education, where we have the platforms that you can learn from. Secondly, communicating and connecting with each other, where we have social media and its likes. Then, working together. Physical offices are now being broken down. That so many things that in the past we would have to sit one social media and its likes. Then working together. Physical offices are now being broken. That's the AI Bismarck. That's likes. Then working together. Physical offices are now being broken. That's the AI Bismarck. Oh, it's still on. Can I continue now? Okay. So physical offices, where people have to come together to work. Now, with tools such as Google Doc, where the two of us can be working in office. Wait, this person is far away, but still, whatever I add, the other sees, I leave my comment, strike out, everything. Google Sheets. So we have collaboration tools available. So even working together, the cyberspace has given us the opportunity to do that more accessibly, cheaper, and more conveniently. And so when it comes to the cyberspace, there are countless opportunities and benefits that come with it. But in as much as it comes with countless opportunities for learning, for us to socialize, learn how to fit into society, learn how to communicate, connect with each other, learn how to work effectively with each other, same are the threats that it comes with. Which is why we have to talk about how to be secure even in this space. It's like building a big mansion. If you don't take into consideration how to secure that mansion, you will build the mansion, but you will not sleep soundly in the mansion because always there are threats to your safety. There are threats to your property. So when it comes to in the educational space, the threats to this cyberspace, we have threats such as phishing attacks targeting students and staff. People sending emails, pretending to be who they are not, directing you to do ABC. On WhatsApp now, people hack others' accounts. Minister was just talking about it. I don't know who else in this room hasn't received that phone call that we are upgrading this, I need your password to do A, B, C. And if you are not smart, you give out the password, they take over everything, go into your WhatsApp groups, then begin to post information, target more people, and that's how it's going. Students, you would expect that students will be smart about things. But just as children can ask smart questions, sometimes they can ask the other way around. So in the school environment too, you would have people who lose guard and then people take over the account. A lot of schools now, their websites are no longer just websites for information. They are websites that have even course materials. You would have to go there to access your books, even some lectures, lecture notes. So imagine somebody else has access to your password and then locks you out of that platform. Then your access to information to learn becomes limited. And that will, in fact, affect how you progress. Then also, data breaches, personal information, student records. Everybody's personal information is personal. It's not supposed to be public. But when a school is, but when there are breaches in a school, then student records, academic records, they can all be exposed. And that can bring issues to the school, legal issues to the school as well, as in terms of discrimination and all of that to the individual students. Now, as majority of people here are young people, I want to conclude by stepping up a conversation Madam has started about cyberbullying. Among the schools, among the youth, it is coming in subtle ways, ways that we are not paying attention to, in the name of violence. People will say early morning violence, and then they throw things out in the public domain. It comes as I'm making fun of somebody, I'm teasing somebody in the name of school life. We say things about people, put people out there, everybody is talking about it. The fact is, every human being is human. Hurting people hurts people. Every human being has feelings. So the next time you want to exhibit that social media violence online, ask yourself, what I'm going to put out about this person. If that is put out about me, how will I feel? Cyberbullying, the victims usually respond one of two ways. They either withdraw, that withdrawal extends to depression, and some even commit suicide. Others, instead of withdrawing, they become more agitated, and then they become perpetrators of the bullying themselves as a defense mechanism. Either way is not right. And so as we are all thinking of ways to keep ourselves safe and secure in the cyberspace, we equally have the responsibility to be mindful of how we make others safe. It is not only how we are safe, but how do we make others safe? So whatever you are doing on the internet, as you are protecting yourself, protect the other person. Your actions and your behaviors shouldn't put other people's cyber life at risk, thereby denying them the opportunities that we can all get. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, sir. Continuing to our very next speaker. He is a PhD holder of Information Systems from University of Ghana, a president of GCOM Institute of Technology, and then he's the current HOD for the Computer Science Department of the Ho Technical University. He's in the person of Dr. Makafui Nyamadi. With a sounding round of applause, let's invite him whilst he talks on the topic e-commerce in the crosshair strategies for protecting online shoppers.
Thank you. I want to stand on all existing protocols to also thank Genius IT for inviting me to be part of this program. We have heard a lot about cyber in education, cyber in health, cyber security also among children. And therefore, I think more than half of my work is done. But, so I want to ask, because we have a lot of cyber security people around us, what is cyber? Or what is cyber security? What is cyber? I'm a teacher, so what is cyber? We are all here talking about cyber security. So what is it? What do you know is cyber security? Can I have one person telling me what cyber security is? A young ones. What is cyber security? So what is cyber security? And yes, please come and tell us. What is cyber security? We are here, and all of us would have to go home knowing what exactly cyber security is. Give her the other mic.
Cyber security is the process of protecting networks, systems, and softwares from digital attackers.
Shall we put our hands together for him? For her, sorry. I think she's done well. She's done so well. So cybersecurity is the practice of protecting systems. If you have any system that is online, the practice of protecting that system, the practice of protecting networks. For example, the network we have in this building or in this hotel, how do we protect that network? The practice of protecting softwares, our programs. You have a program, how do you protect it? You have a device. You have your mobile phone, you have your computer. At work, you have your laptop. How do you protect it against attack or against not making it vulnerable for attack? And so these cyber attacks are usually aimed at accessing your device or your program or your network, trying to change whatever you have that you are using, destroying it sometimes, taking off your sensitive information and making use of them in a way that you as a person you may not like. Sometimes they use it to extort money from others. And therefore, we have all been talking about how we put so how we aim at accessing your device or your program or your network, trying to change whatever you have that you are using, destroying it sometimes, taking off your sensitive information and making use of them in a way that you as a person you may not like. Sometimes they use it to extort money from others. Can I continue? Desmond. All right, thank you. So, in our normal practice, we are all talking about how we put up our buildings, how we have our shops, our offices. Anytime you want to go out, you don't leave your office open. You close your office. You close your room. Sometimes you are many in a particular house. When you are leaving your own house, your room, as in you are going out of the house and you are leaving your room, you may want to close your door before you leave. So it is in the digital space. And therefore all of us must be guided to protect our gadgets and our programs. There are various forms of attack, and I think some of them have been mentioned, like cybercrime, cyberbullying. I want to move to talk about cyber warfare. Now, two schools can declare war on the cyberspace. Two groups of individuals can decide to declare war in the cyberspace. And then we have cyber terrorism, where young people are recruited all over the globe and trained in a cyber environment as terrorists, so that sometimes they don't even meet their leaders, but they are trained to do some things for them. That is why all of us are concerned. All of us must take this issue of cybercrime seriously. So, some security measures that we need to implement. I talked about network security. The second one may be cloud security. Now, most of us are using cloud environment. We are sending our information onto the cloud. You have iCloud, Samsung Cloud, Google Cloud. And so all your details are there. How do you protect that space? We are concerned, and you must be concerned as well. And also we need to protect our endpoint. Endpoint, I mean your personal devices. I mentioned earlier on that you have mobile phone, you need to protect it. You have an email, you need to protect it. You have anything around you yourself, you have to take that measure to protect whatever you have as an endpoint. And so we also have IoT security measures. Now everything can be turned, anything can be turned. For example, the air condition here, the fan can be turned and be remotely controlled. Our lighting system can be controlled, and that is what we call Internet of Things. Everything can become effective used and controlled remotely through the internet. And therefore, as we do those things, for example, you are in Accra, but you can put on your light in Ho. You are even travel out of Ghana, but in the evening, you can use your phone to switch on your security light, and in the morning, you switch it off, whilst you are not in Ghana. We all have, some also have even cameras that they control from elsewhere. These things can also be attacked, and therefore we are supposed to take measures to protect them. We can also protect our applications. What I want to state is that in cyber security issues, don't trust anybody. So we have what we call zero trust. Because when they want to get you and you are protected, they can move to your child, they can move to your wife, they can move to your sibling, or people who are close to you. And through them, they're able to attack and have their way. It's just like the way armed robbers operate. And therefore, we are supposed to be guided. And don't share your personal details unless it is very, very critical and necessary. Don't share with anybody. What are some of the attacks that we have currently? So, malware. Malware refers to malicious software or viruses that include worms, spyware, ransomware, adware, Trojan viruses that are released to cause havoc. For example, I was in Seattle Microsoft campus going for lectures. Then in the morning, as I woke up and I was doing my assignment, I realized that within a twinkle of an eye, my laptop turned to blue. And then a number appeared on the laptop. And the number, it was stated that you needed to pay some money, call the number and pay some money before your laptop could be opened for you. It was such a moment that a Ghana man in the US going to pay dollars. And they were demanding about $5,000, which was a lot of money. And when I called the number, the voice was like a Chinese voice or this crone voice that you needed to pay, then they sent the account number, everything. Then I went to my phone trying to figure it out. What I used was Control or Delete. When I pressed Control or Delete, I tried to find out how these things, some of them. Control or Delete. Then it was able to give me the task manager. Within the task manager, that ransomware was listed as one of the programs. I deleted it and off. I was able to overcome that 5,000 payment. So all of us are to be guided, and that is a ransomware. They will attack something of yours. And then we also have phishing attack where emails. Every time you receive email and dear customer, dear something, not your name, know that that email is not coming from the right source. Dear customer, or dear this, they will call something and say that, oh, you have won some money somewhere, or your grandmother has done something somewhere, or in South Africa there's a gold that a bank wants to dispose it of. Don't listen to some of those things. The root cause of cyber victims is what greedy. You are unlikely to be affected by cyber criminals. So all of us are to be guided. Now, because I have a lot of things, the Bank of Ghana released some report this year that we have about 2,990 cases just last year in 2022 of cyber attacks, 2,998 cases of attempted fraud cases. And that amounted to about 56 Ghana cedis. 56 million Ghana cedis being lost through the banking system. All of us are to be, those of us especially who are using banking, try and protect your keys, your passwords. I didn't talk about it, but all of us who are using gadgets, when you want to use password, use complicated or sophisticated passwords. What I mean by that is that use alphanumeric, capital, small letters combined. And it should be more than 12, more than 8 characters. Alphanumeric, capital, small letters. So for example, you can put 1, 2, 3 at, then use a capital letter, then you bring a small letter. Or something you put equals to somewhere. Make sure, and then you have symbols in there. If you have a password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that password can be hacked by anybody who is a beginner or a primary student in cyber security issues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you write your name as a password. Anybody who is able to go through ethical hacking at the fundamental level can break that password. So if you have anything that you are using in your password, it's simple. From this gathering, try and go and change it. Change it and have capital letters, small letters, letters, what's the name? Symbols and numeric characters. I want to tell you that John Chambers said there are 2 types of human beings and organizations. Those that have been hacked already and those that are not yet hacked. So we have 2 human beings here, those that have been attacked and have been frauded through the cyberspace, and those who have not yet been attacked. Those who have been attacked, I want to advise you that guide yourself so that you will not fall a victim again. And those who are yet to be attacked, try as much as possible to protect yourself so that you will not fall a victim. Thank you very much.
All right, so please, when you go, revise your passwords and then sophisticate them. All right, and please, we shall now move to the panel discussion. We'll invite our brother and Nasser. He's the chief steward for Boom Base Block. He is a lecturer at the HTU Marketing Department. He has taught with EPUC, and he has also taught with UEW Distance Education. He's a current Volta lead of Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, Volta region. Please, with a round of applause, let us welcome Mr. Emmanuel Zoe Agbesi to lead us in the panel. Please, let's do it for him. Sir, please. Let's kindly draw a seat for you. All right, so I would kindly ask all our 4 speakers for the first session to kindly take their seats. We want to ask a few questions, and then Mr. Emmanuel will take it through. Yes. Yes, please. Just okay.
Hello, everyone. It's still morning, yes. So good morning, everyone. I hope we've been following the discussion so far. All right. So we are come to have this panel discussion. There are some questions that will direct us at the panelists, and then we'll give room to our participants to also ask a few questions that we allow them to address that. So to begin with, there will be direct questions that will come through, and then some will be general to as well. And so we hope to have this more discursive. In the Ghanaian environment, we are used to questions and answers. So let's start. Now, we understand that AI has really sped up in this 4th industrial revolution. AI. And looking at the data we've received, 61% of African businesses cyber attacked, $4.3 million lost in Ghana so far in 2023. Bank of Ghana reports about 3,000 cases reported in 2022. We lost about 56 million Ghana cedis. These are raw data. Now, in the words of Charles Spurgeon, he says that discernment is not when you are able to distinguish between right and wrong, but also when you are able to distinguish between what is right and what is almost right. And cybersecurity has become a major issue to us. I have a colleague who lost about 5,000 Ghana cedis just in purchasing, in attempting to purchase a mobile phone on Instagram. And the account he went to was verified. But the real shop was not a verified.
Check the site. You also look at the bodies they belong to. The banks, they have their bodies. And so you need to, as it were, take it as if you are not buying online, but you are walking to the shop to buy. So walk to the shop in the cyberspace too. So to answer your question, whatever you need to do, walk to that place in the cyberspace. Don't use a third-party or intermediary application. Verify, trust, but verify. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Mommy, you've said a lot, especially when it comes to the domestic setting, about how parents should regulate their gadgets at home and how they should relate with their children. Can we look at the youth and adults this time around? Because we agree that the children are tech savvy. We are learning a lot. The children are really exposed. What can you say to the youth and the adults to do in terms of digital safety when it comes to the Volta region?
Thank you very much. So for the youth, I have said some already. And one thing Doctor said that I want to repeat is that sometimes in the excitement of using these digital channels, we share a lot of unnecessary information. So information about our personal contacts, our email, our home address, and our location. It is very important to keep them safe. Most of us, when we get to, for example, we came to Stevens right now, we're checking. So everybody knows you are Stevens, and it's all over the world. By the time you get back home, there are thieves in your house. How did they know you were not in the house? They are following your footsteps on the digital space. And so for young people and adults, it's important to protect ourselves by keeping information minimal. One thing we must strive to do in the digital space, in the social media, is to market ourselves, market our businesses. And so let's focus on our strengths, what we have to give to the world, what will boost our career opportunities, what will boost our educational opportunities, what will sell us as individuals, not what would cost us negatively. And so it will be important for us to look at selling our strengths, our positives online. We must also know on which channel we share what. For example, when my brother was talking, he talked about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a channel that sells you as a professional. So when you get there, you must know what to post there as a professional so that you are sold. Facebook is social, but even within the social space, you must still strive to sell yourself. As parents, we must be careful not to post the images of our children. Particularly, you post the child in the uniform, in your locality, and people know where that child is located. You post information about that child, anybody could pick it, and there are a lot of kidnappers, there are a lot of bad people out there. And so you expose your children to this kind of threats and attacks. And so for all of us, it's important that we are careful how we walk out there.
Thank you. I believe you are learning. Yes, it's wonderful. So, to Honorable Bismarck, the question is, do you think our school system, our educational system, is doing enough in terms of cybersecurity? Then your response will determine how they are doing that.
Well, thank you. I would say they are trying, but not enough. Let's take the basic schools. First, the teachers themselves. What is their level of awareness on cybersecurity? Coming from their training as teachers and then on the job training. a lot of, especially when we go to the public schools, a lot of the students from even primary 2, primary 3, the things they can do online, some of their teachers have no idea. So if you don't have that exposure, how then can you protect the children, help the children? So there is a lot to be done in terms of cyber security awareness or training for teachers, such that they will be in a position to guide their learners. It seems right now our children spend more time with teachers than with parents. And so as you, the parents, can be doing so much at home, but when they are out of the home.
Yes, thank you.
Well done. All right, please, let's do it for them again. This is the Scratch team. They faced a little challenge with the audio of their Scratch video. Very sorry about that. Okay, please, the next team is ready. Graphic design, right? Okay, so they'll show us some of their designs and... All right.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Penelko Kokati, and my mate here...
Wafu Oscar Elike.
My group members and I have come up with an idea to educate you on cybersecurity through graphic designing. So with the first flyer, it's talking about social media security. So under that, it's explaining some few things. After you recover your hacked account, first, change your password. 2, turn on two-factor authentication. 3, update your account recovery information. The second flyer is talking about safe online shopping, and there are some points under it. Shop from familiar websites. Steer clear of phishing scams. Always update your antivirus. Pay for purchased goods with credit cards. Check site security before you buy. Track your staff. The third flyer, phishing awareness. Shop from familiar websites. Steer clear of phishing scams. Always update your antivirus. Pay for purchases goods with credit cards. Check site security before you buy. Track your staff. So with this flyer, a similar with the safe online shopping. The fourth flyer, personal information online. Update your devices and software. Don't share personal information online. Use VPN. Encrypt your data. Back up your data. Mobile device security, which is the fifth flyer. Do not connect to unsecured and untrusted public Wi-Fi. Use a strong lock screen PIN or password. Update the device software and apps regularly. Do not send sensitive information via text messages. Do not open suspicious links or attachments. My mate here, Oscar, will take you through the next 5 flyers. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for your attention. So I'll continue to the general computer and device security. With the general computer and device security, it's telling us to stay focused on protecting computer systems from unauthorized access and use. For your own personal computer security, this can include steps like installing antivirus software using a password generator. So I'll continue with digital safety tips. It's telling us to use strong password, as my sister said. Turn on two-factor authentication. Update your account recovery information. So, data backup. Data backup protects us against human errors, hardware failure, virus attacks, power outages, and natural disaster. Keep your important files safe and secure from data loss. Use a cloud backup services. Automate backups. Use built-in backup tool. Use an external hard drive. Use SSD. So, thank you for your attention.
All right, please, let's clap for them again. Their graphic designs are very good. All right, Genius IT Foundation wants to introduce a new course into their curricula. And so would like to invite Engineer Christian Agoda to come and give us a brief elaboration on that. Please, let's welcome him.
Thank you, MC. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. May I also have your permission to stand on the earlier protocols established to proceed. Genius IT Foundation, as we came into contact with them, we realized that they are very young people that are trying to do wonderful things in the IT space. How can we support them? We need to encourage them to develop that innovative mind that they will always be in the lead for others to follow. As a result, we are trying to support them to have a program run in MIX at the pre-tertiary level. What this program seeks to achieve is to make these young people multitask. In the age in which we are now, where we are talking about education 4.0, the one that normal people can be lifted virtual. That is what just we are referring to as a digital world. My presence here could be seen virtual, as you are aware already. Markets are happening virtually, so people go into the virtual market and buy. What we are losing sight of is that just as in the normal life we have security, so it is required in the virtual world. You have security to your homes. We have the security agencies making sure of our safety. We have security at the banks. We have security at vantage points where we think intruders shouldn't go. But when we move our activities from this level to the virtual world, we lose sight of the security issues. This is why the security awareness is becoming very key. So these people, when they finish this program, they will serve as gatekeepers of our digital space. They are always watching. They can combine their security into your home. So when you engage these people wherever they are, they watch over every facility that you have, wherever they are in the world, and they can report to you. Now, going forward, what we're going to do is to support them to develop programs that would trigger alarms. For example, when you are here now, your home is under surveillance. If there is any intruder, an alarm system will trigger there. It will trigger on your phone. That will alert you that something untoward is happening in your space. So it will be with the data systems. So when you engage these people, they are monitoring your data. If an intruder attempts to go in, an alarm will be triggered. Then you quickly be drawn to the fact that something untoward is happening in your safe space. This is what the MIS at the pre-tertiary level seeks to offer. So the MIS currently is just being organized at the tertiary level. So we have MIS at the degree level. We don't have it at the lower level. So introducing this program at this level is going to be one of the innovative programs, and how do you call them? Genius IT would be the first institution to run this program in the country. So we would like to encourage all of you to be on the watch out of the start of this program. Enroll your children, even as staff of various institutions. It is worth enrolling in this program to beef up your knowledge on how to combine the digital activities in terms of data management and security in order to provide full security for our digital space. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, sir. We can do better, please. Thank you. Gaining valuable experience in the banking industry over the past 10 years with extensive knowledge on safe banking practices, especially on cybersecurity issues, there is much to say to protect bank service consumers. He's talking on the topic, fortifying financial services, the role of cybersecurity in banking for both bank and consumers. He is in the person of Mr. Eric Ago Ohini. Let's invite him with a hand of applause.
Good afternoon. Yes, I also stand on the existing protocols to acknowledge Genius IT for their innovative endeavor. From Zenith Bank, Ghana Limited at Ho Branch, as already said, we are located at the Ho Technical University campus, and I'm a relationship manager. I'm here to speak on fortifying financial services, the role of cyber security in banking. I know all of us are anxious because the money people are coming to talk. Yes, it is very important because all we do as adults, you wake up, you go around your daily duties. One of the main reasons why we go about is because of money. To get money to support our livelihoods, to look after our families, and to make an impact in society. For that reason, one of the main issues why people keep their money in banks, is for safekeeping. One of the reasons is just for safekeeping, to prevent unauthorized access to your funds. So what is the role of cybersecurity in banking? All cybersecurity in banking is trying to do is to protect or guard against attacks of malware, viruses, hacking, data theft, and unauthorized access to networks and devices and programs. So that's what the bank seeks to do, to protect the customers and their funds, and to protect the bank itself. So why are banks one of the major victims, or to say one of the major points of attack for cyber crimes? Because of the large volumes of transactions and money that is based there. If you are asked to go to rob somebody's house and to go to rob a bank, you would prefer to go to the bank because you are rest assured you get more money there than to go to someone's house. You see, so it is very imperative that as financial institutions, the stakes are high when it comes to banking, and we need to do a lot on that side. Why are there increasing issues in cybersecurity? Because our customers are becoming complex. Customers are becoming complicated. Everybody wants convenience. Everybody wants to do transactions from the comfort of their bed. Someone wants to be sleeping and wake up and send money to someone. There were issues we had that someone was buying from Instagram, mobile money pins, and all those things. Yes, it is convenience that is leading us into such spaces. And we need to be careful that in as much as the opportunity is there to do transactions comfortably, you need to try to protect yourself. So there's the need to enhance security in banking transactions. All right. Now, we are saying that why is cybersecurity important in banking? Why? Because of the earlier point that I made, that there's increased desire for convenience. So the banks also need to take extra steps to try to protect both the customer and the bank. Now, there's need to enforce cybersecurity protocols, because after the data is breached, after a successful cyber attack on a bank, it will become very difficult to restore that data, if not even impossible in some cases. And also, after the data is compromised, you will spend time, you spend resources. For example, if the bank should sit down and allow a cyber attacker to steal their customer database and expose it to the public, who would like others to know their bank balances and some of those things? Nobody wants it. So the bank will then have to do a lot of work, use a lot of time and energy to try and resolve such a situation. So the banks need to do more. And also, after your data has been collected by attackers, you don't know what they will use it for. We were here in this country when some few months ago there was an issue about someone's bank account and then the balance is there. Nobody likes it. So assuming that wasn't a court order, assuming it was just someone who gained unauthorized access to a bank balance and then exposing your balances to